Hi everyone, my name's Elizabeth.
And my name's Ugo.
And today we're going to be talking to you about hobby material versus career material.
We're trying to figure out which one, is it they are or we are?
They are.
Which one you are?
Are you?
Are you?
But before we get started, check out our YouTube channel and subscribe. Subscribe. And don't forget to share, comment, like, and remember our goal for the month of August is to reach 100 subscribers, and we can do that with you helping us. All right? Woo woo! All right, back to it. Hobby material versus career material. What do you think?
So we want to have a discussion about it. We were talking earlier, and we just wondered the question. We're just pondering the question: is it possible for someone to make their hobby their career? And if it were possible, would it be fun? Would it still be a hobby to do that? I want to just talk about it. We didn't really rehearse this from it being we talking at you, but it will just be us airing our ideas and thoughts on the subject.
I'm gonna let him start.
Okay, so I guess I have the floor. So my thoughts are that the current educational system that we have is rather outdated. I mean, this thing has been around for way over 100 years, or way over, I'm sure, 200 years now, right? So something has to be changed about it. There was some statistics that I was looking at earlier in preparation for this video, and it said 73% of people who go through college, paying all that money, taking all the student loans, 73% of them don't even use it. 73% of them don't even work in their field of study at all. So only 27% of people who go to school, take out all this debt, or even have their parents or whoever else pay for them, get to use a degree. And they said, well, the other one was like 40% of people who go through a degree program, but at several levels, I mean undergrad and masters as well, only 40%, about 40% of them go take jobs after school that don't require a degree at all. So it just makes you wonder, what's the point of doing, education the way it's done now?
Well, I'm gonna deviate from that because I feel like we've gone real deep. And while education is important, not knocking it or anything, you do have to kind of wonder what are the reasons that we're going to school, right? Some of us, we found certain things that we've liked. To make money.
For most people,
yes, that's true. For some people, it's to turn their hobby into a career. I
don't know if I agree though. Okay, what if you don't have a hobby that's strong enough for you to make a career out of it?
Okay, yes, not everyone has that, but you do find some people who are into art, are into crafts, that have, because of that, decided that they wanted to go to art school, and that's kind of the avenue that they want to venture down. And then they graduate, and then they are in what is the art world?
The art world.
They get out there and they've got clients and everything, and then it's like this thing that was once upon a time fun, like you had fun creating art, you had fun having an opportunity to be creative, and it's now like, oh, you've got a 3 o'clock deadline with a client, and then it's like, man, you don't want to get up.
Yeah.
It feels like it's kind of sucked the fun out of it,
Yeah, but okay, so if we would go back to the initial question, which one should people go more for now? Is it trying to make their hobby their career, or going the traditional route and pursuing an actual career?
I feel like that's a hard question. I mean, I would want my career to be something that I love. So then I feel like then you have to ask yourself the question, if you are trying to turn your hobby into a career, is your hobby something that you don't mind waking up at 6 a.m. to complete?
Okay, so from my perspective, I do agree with you, right? I feel like the moment you put structure and you put deadlines on a hobby, you really have to have a passion, strong enough passion for that hobby for it not to become because when you did it as a hobby, there were no demands. You did it because you wanted to do it.
Right.
But now
and you found joy in it.
Found joy in doing it. But now there's there are clients you have to service. You can't tell them, oh, I woke up late. You have to meet the deadlines. They're paying you for it now, right? So they also have expectations.
Right.
So now your hobby turns into something that's demanding.
Right. So like
you still enjoy it, as much.
Exactly. So it's like that question of like, is your love strong enough for it to be something that has a little bit more structure to it? And I think that the example we were talking about was, people who have a love for sports. Like, you're playing basketball, and you were having a ton of fun with your friends, and you decided to pursue it in high school. And in high school, you joined the varsity team, or whatever it is they call it these days, and you were great. And then you got recruited in college, but there is a difference between playing a sport in high school and playing a sport in college.
Correct.
Not from my personal experience, but just from stories that I've heard. Like you're playing basketball in high school, and you just have practice after school, and you've got the summer camp, and then you go to college, and it's like you've got 6 a.m. drill. Sometimes 4 or 5 a.m. drill, and then you've got practice on top of that, and like it's just a constant nonstop. Like you've got such a structure in your schedule that's like, okay, you've got to be here at this time, and I feel like for some people it takes that love of that sport away from them. Like they're just like, I just want to play for fun again. So then I feel like, is your love strong enough to turn it into a career?
I from my perspective, I think it's the other way around. I find that it's easier for me to take a hobby-like approach to my career. So it's having a passion. I would agree. I have the thoughts, but more so from the perspective of, say, a singer, right? If you were a singer, you would sing for fun, right? But then the moment you become a professional singer, now you have concerts after concerts and performances after performances. You go from singing because you really love to sing to singing because you have to sing. So with that structure in place, would the passion for singing still be there as much as it was when you did it as a hobby? But if you're able to make it fun, then you found a way to kind of live the best of both worlds. You've made your career your hobby, and you have a hobby-like interest in your career. That's the way I would look at it.
I can see that perspective, because I don't feel like my career started off as a hobby, but I love what I do. I've spoken before, I'm a nurse. I have a master's degree in education, and I've always kind of had a passion for teaching and educating other people. So I don't know, I guess I kind of turned my hobby into a career. And I still love it. Like, I don't mind. I feel like we all have that periods of, maybe a little bit of frustration and a little bit of angst, but if you're able to come back to that, center focus of the reason why you started something in the first place, and find that love and that passion for it all over again, then.
So I guess the question in this case would be, what should you make your hobby? So in terms of thinking about your career, what should you be selective about what you make your hobby? Because I don't think all hobbies should be careers.
I agree, but you can make anything a hobby. You can make everything a hobby, but not every hobby should become a career.
Give me an example of a hobby that shouldn't become a career. From your perspective, because this is quite
hopscotch.
I don't know what the heck that is.
We'll talk about that later. Let's see.
I was gonna say, I mean, just thinking sports in general, almost any sport could be a career.
Yeah, almost every. Yes, but like, okay, let's say you like making crafts, right? Not every craft making person decides to turn their crafting into a career.
Why not?
Because you ain't gonna make no money. Weren't you the one that said people were chasing money in the beginning? Like, if you're trying to make some dollar bills, y'all.
In the Nigerian community, there's this thing about, especially in America, actually universally, right? The whole law, if you're not studying to become a lawyer, a doctor, an engineer, or what's the other one? What's the fourth one? Lawyer, doctor, engineer, or I think it's the fourth one. Then your life is useless, pretty much.
If you're not in medicine, if you're not in engineering, you're like, if you're not in any type of science or math, like,
then you're a useless person. We have spent all that money to raise you for no reason. That's what they say, right? But in the world today, though, there are areas like IT, there are areas like supply chain, there are areas there's just so many areas that a traditional African parent or traditional African person doesn't know that could be explored as career options or career fields, right? So I wouldn't knock anything that's a hobby.
Yeah, I think we just have to be careful in turning our hobbies into careers because, like you said, going into your career, you want to make it fun, right? And I feel like that's what people kind of lose when their hobby becomes a career is they feel like the ability to have fun because their structure has been taken away.
Yeah.
So if you are going to turn your hobby into a career, just remember that it can still be as fun as it was in the beginning.
So as a summary, what are we saying? What's the summary here? What's the summary of this?
So I know for me, my summary is not every hobby should be a career. But if you have chosen a hobby to be a career, just continue to love it the way you did in the beginning. Keep that passion and that love for it going and burning.
Or you can get the best of both worlds by choosing a banging career, an amazing career, and taking a hobby-like interest in it. That way you get the best of both worlds, and that way you get to live it and love it every single day.
Yep, and there is also one more alternative. Just choose a completely different career path from your hobby and still keep your hobby going.
I know, just do your hobby. Just do your hobby exactly as a way to burn off steam.
Yes, as a way to relax. So, I mean, or like, you know, you go into your career and you decide to take up a new hobby to let off steam. I like to work out, but shoot, I would not be a professional. I like to watch movies. I was telling hubby, I was like, if Netflix and watching Hulu was like, if I could turn that hobby into a career, boy, I'd be making bank. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching our video. Hobby material or career material. We hope that you found something interesting and something that can help you in making that career choice and that hobby choice. And remember, as New Gen leaders, our goal is to awaken, empower, and unleash the best you possible.